Good morning everyone. Brad Holmes from Tai Chi Gold Coast, who contract to the Australian Academy of Tai Chi and Qigong. In fact, special thanks to my trainer, Senior Master Rod Ferguson from the Australian Academy of Tai Chi and Qigong, enabling this program to go ahead. And also special thanks to City of Gold Coast with Samantha Hughes' team from the Active and Healthy Citywide program. Unfortunately, we're not allowed to do our normal sessions in the parks or halls because of COVID-19, and that's why these special broadcasts are brought to you. I'd like to continue in that range of special exercises for you, particularly to build up your lung energy, to build up the integrity within the lungs, strength within the lungs, which builds up your immune system, to be fortified against the virus as much as possible, any colds or flus, etc. So I'm going to go through some very special, simple exercises for you to do. A lot of my veterans, a lot of my veteran students would know these exercises, and just building these up. And for any beginners as well, please just follow on, just being loose, agile and flexible, and always only going as far as what you feel comfortable. First of all, we talk about a good stance here. Very simple stance, shoulder width apart. You can come out a little bit further, but from the shoulders, just going directly down to the heels. Key point is, just relax. That's what Tai Chi is all about. I like to put my hands here on the quadriceps here, and that way you feel the movement. So what we're doing is actually just going directly down. So we exhaust the air as much as possible, the stale resident air within the body. And then we just slowly and carefully just come up. So we expand through the back. We project up through the top of the head, and then we simply just release. When we do come down, this is the yin aspect. So what we're doing is actually compressing through the body. And this is the yang when we expand. So we open up all the spaces through the disc. We project up. We're also expanding through the chest as well. And then we simply just release again. So it's very normal actually to take a breath in through the nose and out through the nose or out through the mouth. With the hands here on the quadriceps, we feel the movement, we feel the strength through the legs as well. This is very good for building up the strength actually through the feet, through the legs, projecting up. Expand in through the chest. So you notice that we expand outwards. Arms just go along with the journey, and we come back. This is also a very good way of calming the breath, calming the heart, calming and focusing the mind. Turn that into a breathing exercise for you. So it's like lifting the air from the diaphragm through the internal organs up into the chest. We come up to the eyes, roll over hands, and then just simply relax as we come down. Excellent exercise to do first thing in the morning. Always suggest this. Coming into winter, our Australian winter, people tend to bundle up in bed to conserve that warmth or to find that warmth through the night. And this is a very good exercise actually for expanding first thing in the morning, because we need that extension. Very good for the joints as well. Joints give us movement. Without the joints, we wouldn't get movement. So we need to move the joints. Everything complementary throughout the body. And that's why I always say, working with your body. Please do work with your body. Finding out ways in which you can work with your body, and that way your body works with you. So we never work against it. If we do work against it, of course, it works against us. So sinking back into posture. Some very simple breathing exercises here. We turn from our right to our left-hand side. We lift. And this is very good for also the abdominals as well. Internal massage for internal organs. And very good for all the regions of the back. We come back into center. And we come back down again. We come over to our right hand side. When we do come back into center, the breath starts from the diaphragm. It rolls through the internal organs. We sink back into posture. So that way we do have that consolidation, that foundation, and we expand. Extending out through all the joints in the wrist and also the fingers. And we simply just release. If I was wearing my Tai Chi shirt, it would show the yin and yang symbol. And yin and yang simply mean opposite, yet complementary. So when we do expand out, we go to a point we can't expand any further, so it's only natural to contract. And we continue that cycle. And life is about cycle. Tai Chi simply means to bring the body back into balance. So by doing your Tai Chi and Qigong exercises each and every morning, you're actually balancing your body, centering your body as well, because you notice how we contract. When we expand, we go into contraction. So we simply just continue that cycle. So it's renewing that energy. The other word we talk about is called Qigong. In this case, it's spelled Qi-G-O-N-G. Qi or C-H-I, doesn't really matter which way you spell it. It simply means Qi. Energy, vital energy. We're born with what we call Yuan Qi, which is our prenatal energy from our parents. So it's like a battery. To me, it's like a battery. So it depends on how you use or abuse that energy. Sometimes we can recharge it, sometimes we cannot. This is particularly good for the shoulders, for the chest, opening up the chest, and that's why I'm doing this particular exercise for you. So the expansion there and also the contraction. We need to move the internal organs inside, otherwise they don't get exercise, they don't get massage, they don't get full usage. Just do one more for you. This is also particularly good for all the joints within the wrist and also the fingers, the elbows. Very good for shoulders, very good for necks. Any shoulder exercise is very good for necks as well, because as you notice, we move the neck, we move the head. So, coming back into center. If we do this with our ears, coming over the top here and also with the nose as well, there's a point up here called Beiwai, meeting 100 points. So as an acupuncturist, we use the needle this quite a lot to draw the treatment together. So imagine a string projecting up through the body, lifting up through the body, and also lifts the spirit as well. So from our hips here, very simple exercise here as well. We just turn through the hips. Always just be loose, agile and flexible, only going as far as what you feel comfortable. Swinging arms. So we rotate through the hips. Please do not twist the body, because we can hurt particularly the back. But we're not overreaching, we're simply working with what we have. Arms just flop. We just go with the movement. This is very good for warming the body in winter, but cooling the body in summer. If you only remember one Tai Chi exercise, I always recommend this one. Great exercise to do, easy to do. All you need is loose clothing, and all you need is just a small piece of room just to work with. Gentle palpation upon the chest and also upon the back. This is a gentle stretch out with the arms, and then we come up to the shoulders and to the back as well. So it's extending through the shoulders, through the elbows, through all the joints in the wrist, and also the fingers as well. So very good for any circulation problems that you may have, actually within fingers or wrists, or any arthritic conditions, any inflammation. It's all about just being loose agile and flexible, please. That's what we do. We come back into center, shoulders just gently just rolling back. This is very good for relieving tension. In Chinese medicine, the emotions of anger, frustration, tension, harbour in muscles, tendons, ligaments, particularly in shoulders, because this is where we carry our responsibilities. So always recommend that. Simple exercises like this, just lifting through the shoulders and just coming back. I always imagine jumping a fence, actually with the shoulders from one side to the other. And we probably did that as kids. I remember I did. This also facilitates the breathing aspect here, the respiratory aspect of opening the lungs. Think of the lungs actually like two big sponges. That's what I think of them. Because the air goes in through the osmosis process, it actually goes with the blood. It's transported around the body, pumped around the body, helped, facilitated by the heart, and comes back and is inspired through the lungs. I think that's amazing. I think it's amazing just how the different aspects of the body works. And we do all that while we're asleep too. Very simple exercise to do is actually just rolling out the hands. You can even just come out to here and come back. You notice how I just contract down into my body. So when I come back, I breathe out. When I come back, when I push out my hands, I breathe in and come back. I'll just slow down that exercise for you. So no rush, no hurry, no need. Absolutely no need at all. We can also just take the hands towards the back. We can push with the fingers, we can push with the palms, sinking back into posture. I always say the sides of the body, use that as a change station. It's not changing the exercise, it's really just changing the direction. So we push again, we just release. And it is a progressive push. So it's not an on and off switch. It's actually like a dimmer light. So you can push out as far as what you wish to project. You can even hold that position if you wish. And then just release. Just gently release. See how we have all the rotational aspects actually through the wrist as well. We can also push out to the sides. Breathing out, this is the yin aspect, and this is the yang. So also coming up on the toes if you wish, we can project. Anytime when we do come up on the toes, very good for balance and coordination. Sinking back into posture, establishing that safe foundation first, we always do that. And we push out the other way. So very good for strengthening through the toes, through the feet, projecting up through the back as well, so it strengthens all the way through the back. It also expands through the chest, and I hope you feel that as well. And I like the rolling aspects. In other words, the hands just coming in, we're just cupping the hands like this, cupping the fingers, and then extending out all the joints in the fingers and also the wrist. So it is expansion through the body. This is the yang aspect. This is the yin, because this is about contraction. This is the folding. So we need the nurturing, the nourishing aspect. We need expansion. If you're not quite sure about an exercise, I always recommend just start slowly. It gives you time to think about the exercise. You might have forgotten one little component. But it also gives you mindful awareness. Tai Chi isn't about how many repetitions that you do, it's about the mindful awareness, the feeling that you get from each and every exercise as well. This is one of my favourites, and my veterans would know this one. Gentle massage here on the kidneys. So as we come more into winter, stimulating and invigorating the kidney organs on both sides, we project back. Hands come over as we breathe in. When we come to here, just in line with the shoulders, just relax. As we come towards the body again, we breathe in, we extend, Very good for backs, very good for shoulders, very good for chests, opening up the chest. And that's what I want to do for you. So we're building that armour from within, that lung energy, the integrity of the lungs themselves, and also the related meridians, which actually go on both sides of the body, down to actually across the chest, to second finger on the outside ear. So we're building all that for you. So building your immune system, and that's the key point. This is the farmer grinds the corn, from Shibashi 2, or Shibashi in Mandarin. Simple exercises to do. Another one of my favorites is actually hands back to here, since I'm in this position. We push back, we sink back into posture. We roll over the wrists. We sink down and we project up. So you notice how my body is back to support the movement, and hands come forward. Pushing down. So the hands have balance, they have symmetry. Pushing back, we release. This is the yin aspect. And this is the progressive yang. So all the movements progressive, breathing in and progressively breathing out. Breathe in and breathe out at any stage. Please do not hold your breath. No purpose. Pushing back, releasing, sinking back into posture. So we always find that foundation. Seek that foundation at the top, at the bottom I should say, and we have that extension. Seek that extension at the top. If you can't go up as far as what you wish, that's fine. I do have a lot of students who can only come up to the shoulders or thereabouts. This is rowing the boat from Shibashi 1, or Shibashi in Mandarin. Shibashi or Shibashi means 18 skilled techniques or 18 breathing techniques. It is the foundation of what we do at the Australian Academy of Tai Chi and Qigong. I'll do one more for you. Sinking back into posture, releasing, progressively expanding through the body, but sinking down. We have that foundation there. We simply just extend with the hands as well. And coming back. Very good exercise actually, particularly for shoulders and also for the chest as well. All the extension. Arms just nice and relaxed. See how the arms are just to there. They just relax. So we're rotating through here, 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 and also through here. Extending down. Similar to the exercise we did before. All the rotational aspects through the wrists, through the fingers, pushing out, we expand through the chest. Relax. We breathe in, and as we breathe in, we expand on the other way. Easy exercise to do. And again, very good for any arthritic or inflamed condition, any problems with joints at all. Very good exercise actually just for circulation alone. This is why I teach this exercise particularly to elderly, so they do get enhanced or improved circulation actually from the heart. It's a very hard job actually coming down here, or particularly down to the toes, covering its long territory to the extremities of the body. And one of my favourite exercises, I love this one. Hands just coming up to the shoulders. We're rolling over the fingers, and you can just take your time actually and just feeling the joints, counting the joints. Just with soft fists, there's nothing hard or firm about this. It's just firm, but it's not hard, it's not tense, and we push down. So you notice when I push down with my hands, I project up with my body. Just releasing. This is the elegant white crane, greets the dawn, from the Dao Yin series. And these exercises are some 4,500 years old, though augmented by the legendary Yong Ti, the Yellow Emperor at the stage. And he noticed that the soldiers were wounded in battle, but at various points he observed that they would actually treat a lot of ailments like headaches and constipation and stomach problems. So we look to the left-hand side. So Tai Chi actually comes from Chinese culture, from Chinese medicine. It comes from martial arts. It simply comes from observation. That's observation of all living things. Not just humans, but animals, insects, reptiles, etc. We look to our right-hand side. So hands coming up to the shoulders again, rolling over fingers, just with soft fists, just coming down. And you notice how we turn through the neck as well. So we're very good. That's why I mentioned any shoulder exercise is very good for the necks. Pushing down to project up. Releasing the hands to actually come back down again. Just do that one again. Coming over to our left-hand side. So really, if you only do 1 or 2 exercises in the morning, very busy day, etc., etc., it's better than doing no exercise at all. And we look to our right-hand side. We look towards the front. Project towards the back, coming up on the toes as well and extending through the body. You can hold that as long as what you wish. Coming down, and coming towards the front. And actually that exercise reminds me of another. I always have students who just do some sort of movement that reminds me of an exercise. So coming up on the toes and then just gently coming back onto the heels. So you can do a double tap there. So gentle extension. This one's called the spinal jolt, but it isn't a jolting action. It's not heavy upon the heels, upon the spine. It's a gentle action here. And that's why we do it in 2 segments. So coming down a little bit and then coming down just a little bit more. So it's very good for the backs. It's very good for the whole body. I always think of this as a very good abdominal exercise as well, because we do get a gentle massage. And for the lungs, any exercise which actually opens up that area so that all the organs, in fact all the organs, is coming back into their natural positions so they can function effectively and efficiently. And that's what it's all about. Simple exercises like this. I love this one. This is from Shivashi 2. Hands coming up. I do a little bit of a variation here. In other words, pushing up with the palms. So getting all the rotational aspects actually through the palms as well. Extension through the fingers and coming back. You can also, and I'm just using this as a flow exercise, pushing down the bottom. Extend, and we come back. So you notice how I sink back into posture, establishing that strong foundation first. And this is a guard against falls. In other words, very good for falls prevention. Or in the case if you do fall, lessening the severity. So you have low center of gravity. Extending through the body. It's a gentle stretch and only going as far as what you feel comfortable. And that's why I always emphasize, be progressive about it. So it isn't an on and off switch. It's like a dimmer. So you can extend. There'll be some days you want to do a little bit. Other days you want to do a little bit more. And other days you want to do a lot more. And that's perfectly human. So sinking back into posture. And coming back. And the exercise I was thinking of is this one here. Reaching for all the heavenly stars, or gathering all the heavenly stars. So think of your arms actually like a big funnel. If you live in the city, going out, say 2 a.m. in the morning, And when most of the lights are on, you'll see more stars. It's not that they weren't there before, it's simply because of the light you didn't see them before. Projecting up. And that's an excellent exercise for any lung disorders as well. So if you do have shortness of breath, asthma, bronchitis, cystic fibrosis, emphysema, that dry hankering cough, excellent exercise. So this is a very good precaution. Actually, change of season always attacks the body externally and also internally as well. And that's why I do special exercises actually for change of season. So we are prepared. And pushing down. Again, that aspect there, pushing down to actually project up through the body, releasing the hands, and you notice how my body comes down. Naturally comes down to contract, compress, we're breathing out. We're breathing out as much the stale resident air within the body, and it does go into any cavities within the body. It's not just into lungs, it's not just into internal organs, it's just anywhere where it can fit. And it can be resident there for years, of course. And only 16% of the atmosphere is oxygen, so the rest is friendly and unfriendly gases. Just do one more for you. This is an excellent exercise to do. I know this is a favourite with a lot of my students. And if we do come up on the toes as well, strengthening through the toes, through the feet, through the legs. Projecting up through the back, so we're opening up all the spaces through the discs. And then we contract. Coming back to there. And I'll just go into a funny one here. I know I did this one last time. Hands just coming up. This is the grasshopper. Shakes off the dust. It's a great exercise. Very good for stress. Very good for just relieving. I usually do it at the end of my sessions. So coming back into centre. We've been on our feet for some time. So always recommend this exercise. See how I come down on my left foot to there, coming up onto the toes of the right foot. Change. It's changing feet. This is a very good way of relieving any aches, pains, cramps, etc. within the feet as well. If you are waiting in line for long periods of time or need to be on your feet for long periods of time, this is an excellent exercise. The pumping action here on the quadriceps as well aids the venous return back to the heart, so very good for any heart problems, any irregularities of the heart, high or low blood pressure, any palpitations, so it's very good for heart health. Simple exercise, low center of gravity. I'm just using my arms just as balance beams, and I'm just centering down through the body. Coming back to here. Very classical exercise, love this exercise. Hands just coming up to the shoulders. We sink back into posture. See how my body just folds back, just releases, and the hands just come down. So sinking back into posture, we project out with the hands as well. Body is back to support the movements. Hands come up and folding back. It's like I've got a big cardboard box and I'm wrapping paper around it. So what I'm doing is actually just going around the corners. Softening the corners, you might say. Extension through all the joints in the wrist and also the fingers. Extension through the elbows. Shoulders are back as well. Supporting the movement and coming up. Waving arms in the air, the horse riding stance. We have the pumping action here upon the quadriceps, so very good for aiding the venous return again. We also have the projection of the muscle stands, ligaments actually wrapping around bone, strengthening bone externally and also internally as well. We also have greater sensitivity going out into feet and particularly into toes. For elderly, that's most beneficial because if they do stub their toes on something, it registers, it's got a better chance of actually registering with the brain. That there is a problem there immediately, and the brain can react by softening their position, by not falling forward and not falling at all. Or at least, as we said, lessening the severity of that fall. This is very good for the chest again because we do expand through the chest. Also, we're opening up all the spaces through the disc, so very good for the back. Very good for the abdominal cavity here. Always think of that because when we get that expansion there, the organs can come back into the normal and natural positions, again to function effectively and efficiently. It's like they've got the room, they've got the space, so why not do that? When we sit too long, we suppress and repress those organs, and we repress and suppress the functions as well. So that can lead to gastrointestinal disorders. So Tai Chi and Qigong exercises are very good for that. Oh, by the way, the last word, I know we talked about Qigong. Qi means energy, or vital energy. Gong means work. So some people say they do Tai Chi. Some people say they do Qigong. From the Australian Academy of Tai Chi and Qigong, we do both. When we talk about one, we really talk about the other. So it's a brother-sister relationship. So it's balanced work energy. Second exercise, actually from Shibashi 1, is to open the chest. To expand, and then simply just to release. Take your time, feel the movement, please. Breathing in as we come up. See how I sink back into posture, support the movement through the body, and then extend from the shoulders and through the wrists to the fingers to extend. So really it's a very good joints exercise as well. And then simply just contract. Pushing my hands down to actually push my body up. Well, my body just naturally comes up anyway. So this is all the aspects of yin and yang. Opposite, yet complementary. Sinking down to expand. When we do come back, all we're doing is just following our own path. Same path back. And then pushing down. Opening the chest. Sinking back in posture. Another exercise actually from Shibashi 1. I love all the exercises from there. So base. Hands is coming up. I'm just going to do this in two parts. Actually transferring weight over to the right hand side. You see how I turn through the body. I'm light with my foot here. You can actually be very light with the left foot to here. Transferring over to the right hand side. I sink back into posture. Both knees bent, by the way. So we're not running bone against bone. We're using all the joints, the synovial fluids, etc., accompanying, nurturing those synovial fluids within the joints as well. See how the hand just comes over. Spoke about Beiwai. Imagine a string actually projecting up through the top of the palm. We come down. We sink back into posture. We just release that hand there. We transfer weight over the left hand side. My left hand comes up and we come to there. And again, I can just be light with my right foot to here and coming back. So I'm going to break this exercise down. Transferring weight over to the right hand side. This is painting the rainbow. Love to do this one actually on rainy days. Whenever I do rainy days out in the park or under a covered shelter, I should say. Love to do Shibashi 1 because a lot of the exercises there are very good for it. Sinking back into posture, transferring weight over the right hand side. And we come over again. So if our hands are like two big paintbrushes, painting across the sky. Just do one more to our left, and I'll change the exercise for you. So we had that hand coming up to there. When we do come back, when we transfer weight over to the left-hand side and extend to the right-hand side, see how my right hand just comes out to there. Again, a little bit of a gap, actually in the elbow, so we're using all the muscles, tendons, ligaments here. They have use. If we don't use them, they're useless. So make them useful. So to there, we come back, we transfer weight over to the right hand side. I should just relax that right arm to there and see how the left hand just comes out. An extension. Coming back into center, always regaining your balance, establishing that safe foundation first, and then we do the exercise. Coming back into center, and put those two exercises together. Hands coming up like this. This is just an exercise within itself. I just digress here. See how we're just rolling over the fingers. And this one, I think I did this one last week as well. This is the tiger. So we sink back into posture, we project up, rolling over the palms, rolling over all the joints within the wrists and fingers. And the tiger's a big cat. This is from the 5 animals. And I will do some more exercises from there as well. So 2 ways of doing this exercise. This is a very good stretch all the way through the spine as well, just projecting up. Second way of doing this is actually just projecting up with the palms, with the fingers, and rolling over and pulling down. So, coming back to painting the rainbow, we come back in the center to here. We transfer weight over to the left hand side, and you see how I have that palm pulling up bayward by a string, and my right hand just coming up in the front. Breathing in as we come back into center, transferring weight out the right hand side, and we breathe out as we go to a left. Breathing in and breathing out. Very good weight transfer exercise as well. We also need, in our daily routine, we need weight bearing exercises as well, or load bearing exercises, because that's very good for all the muscles, tendons, ligaments. All the muscles, tendons, ligaments actually wrapping around bone, as we discussed, strengthening bone on the outside and also on the inside as well. On the inside of the bone, we have the bone marrow. The red blood cells actually transport oxygen around, so they oxygenate the body. The waste is actually taken away. It helps also the lymphatic system as well by taking away the waste, toxic material. It also removes, the lymphatic system also removes excessive fluid away from organs and from tissues. So one is energy in, the other one is waste efficient or effective waste management out. So the load bearing exercises, and I'm just going to another exercise here. Very good for strengthening the bones on the outside and also the inside, but also we get the extension through the muscles, tendons, ligaments as well. So we get the contraction, this is the yin aspect, crossing over, consolidating, establishing that strong, safe foundation first, and then we expand up. So only going as far as what you feel comfortable. What I'd love to do is actually extend through the wrist and also through the fingers. You can hold that position for as long as what you wish. Again, strengthen through the feet, through the legs. In fact, through the whole entire body as well. Separating the clouds. Also from Citywide. Just to digress there as well, love to do this exercise. Turning palms over. I always joke that my students come along and put 5 kilos in each palm. Coming up, sinking back into posture. You could also use this as a resting station as well, as if, you know, as kids you probably came along to a bench and just put your arms there. and pushing down the body. And projecting up. Turning over palms. So as a flow exercise, I find it very useful to actually extend at the top and also to extend, push down at the bottom. To me, that just makes sense. And you can use smaller movements. Hands is coming to here. I always think of this movement like scissors, because what we're doing is actually using the fulcrum here with the elbows. Extending out, you see how it spans through the chest. We come back, we breathe out, we breathe in, and we come up again. Just there. You can use back of hands as well. You can turn palms over. And coming back. Very useful technique as well is just to push down, turning palms up. We sink back into posture. It's like we're picking up something very heavy. Or something awkward. It might be coming back in the summer, you're putting away the doona. So just picking that up, putting it back into the cupboard. Coming back. Okay, let's move down to hips. Hips are very vital because this is the connector between the upper, the middle, and also the lower areas of the body as well. So rotational aspects here. Figure 8. This movement is also used in 8 Golden Treasures. Very good for abdominals, very good for digestion, ingestion, assimilation, also for elimination. And that's why I joke with my students, very good for the plumbing, both male and female. Very good for hips. Hips need to be very strong, they need to be flexible, they need to be mobile. Very good for knees and also very good for ankles as well. And also winding down like a spring. So this enhances flexibility. I know I'm not a very flexible person, I never have been. So I do Tai Chi to make me more flexible, make me more mobile. Transferring weight out the right hand side, very simple exercise. See how I just swivel with that left foot to there, just relax. So as if I'm just going that direction, placing that left foot down I should say, transferring weight out the left hand side, making sure I have that secure surface first, swivel with the right foot. It's like you're going out at a 45-degree angle. Simple exercise. I use this one a lot actually for my elderly students because it's very good for sensitivity throughout the body as well, but very good for blood flow. So we have the load-bearing aspects here upon the body as well, particularly upon the quadriceps, so it aids the heart. Very good for good heart health. Very good for nurturing, strengthening through the bones. Low center of gravity so that they get used to having a low stance. So if they do trip upon something, lower to it. When we're too high, and also, unfortunately with a lot of elderly, they do project forward, least chance of vascular recovery. So I want to give you most chance of recovering, so sinking back into posture. And this also leads to other exercises. So we swivel, we can step out with the heel to here. This is called empty step, because we can take away that foot as well. Rotation, placing that left foot down. Don't be in a hurry to change direction. Making sure that you have that safe foundation first. Then we step out with our right foot to there. All the rotational aspects actually through the ankle, through the knee, and also through the hip. And also, if you feel that, you can also feel that through the abdominals. You can also feel that movement actually through your lower back, the lumbar region. So placing that right foot down, transferring weight out the right hand side, making sure that's so first, and stepping out. When you do step out with your toes, you can go out at various angles here, but also various degrees. So sometimes I like to do a short I like to do a medium, sometimes I like to do a little bit longer. I'll just do a little bit longer today. So both knees bent. So we have that low centre of gravity, but also so we're protecting the patella, which is the outside of the knee here as well. And we're not grinding bone against bone. Placing that left foot down, transferring weight over the left hand side, making sure that's safe first. We're stepping out with our right foot to there. First point is just relax. Please relax before you do the exercise. So we set up a safe foundation, we relax, and then we do the exercise. Simple exercises to do. Placing that right foot down, transferring weight out the right hand side, and we bring in the heel. So we're getting all the rotational aspects actually through the ankle, through the knee, and also through the hips as well. And again, you'll feel that movement. Yeah, you can feel that movement there. Placing that left foot down, transferring weight out the left hand side. Most people actually have accidents when they get out of bed first in the morning. I'm late. So they stumble around. When they do stumble around, the brain is not awake enough. It's not connected with the body. And that's when they usually bang into things or trip over things. That's when they have most accidents. And coming back. Oh, coming back to there. We haven't done this side. So this is also about increased range of movement and increased range of rotation. And coming back to there. One of my favourite exercises, love to include this, very good for flexibility. So left hand is to here, my right hand just comes over. And I know I've done this one a few times, but just like to continue this. I want to go to my right hand side, so I go to my left first. And you notice how I turn through the waist. It's like sticky hands, sticky fingers. Sticky arms, I should say. Hands coming back to here. Turn around for you. And you see how I project back. Breathing out, the arm goes down. It's like the body carries the arm. Hand comes around like this. You sink back into posture. And as much as possible, if you can, just bringing that hand around. See how my body is low to support the movement. Hand projects out. So we do get the projection through the side of the hand as well. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in as we're coming back towards the body again. And breathing out. Turn in through the waist. Breathing in, just breathing in and breathing out at any stage if you wish. Breathing out because the body is condensing. Breathing in as it's progressively projecting out. And then breathing out as we come back. Just do one more this side. This is the spiral dragon, seeks the pearl or chases the incense. Great exercise today. I love this one. Very good for flexibility. So great exercise, you know, if you're not very flexible, most people tell me that they're not flexible or strong, particularly with the feet or the legs. And just to change direction as well, or change arms I should say, we bring that right hand back in, left arm. The spiral dragon seeks the pearl or chases the incense. Do that part again. This is great for all the flexibility within the wrist, the elbow, all the joints within the fingers. And hands coming back. Second exercise, that was the first exercise from Lohan 1. This is the second exercise, Lohan 2 I should say. This is the second exercise from Lohan 2. This is the double dragon florix in the clouds. You see how we use this movement quite a lot. Hands coming back, and what we're doing is actually strengthening through the bladder meridians, which actually run down through here. We also have the Sanjiao, 3-heater or triple heater, or triple warmer meridians, which actually come down as well, and not related to an organ, but they're simply related to an energy system. And you see how we massage the kidneys. Just digress there slightly. If you have any renal problems, this also stimulates the kidneys as well. Any problems in that area? I find it very good for summer because it's actually bringing up the water element. Bladder and kidneys are related to the water element in the 5-element cycle. So it actually brings up the water to combat the fire. In other words, you don't want fire raging. What you do want to do, you don't want to put the fire out. You do not want to extinguish the fire because you don't have heat or warmth within the body. What we want to do is actually control it to a point where it's useful. So coming back, coming down, sinking back into posture. This is just an excellent exercise to hear. I use this one quite a lot. Sinking back into posture. It's a very good meditative pose as well. So we have low center of gravity, we have support through the body. Again, we can come out a little bit further. Not coming out too far, otherwise we can't move. So we have to move well, move efficiently and effectively. And just coming back with my feet. And you see how the hands just come back to here. Breathing out. We breathe in as we come forward. Again, purposeful. So this is like a chop. From a martial arts perspective, it comes out. We can use one hand or the other, or it can be a block. It can be both hands. It can also be a movement going up and going down, as we do in the lotus. And I will be taking you through the lotus very shortly. Pushing up, pushing down at the same time. So, coming back to here. Breathing in. Very good exercise actually for all the joints within the fingers, wrists, very good for necks, very good for shoulders. And you notice that extension through the body. And we come back. Do that one again for you. The double dragon, florix in the cloud. Second exercise from Lohan 2. Projecting out. Coming back. We breathe out as we come back towards the body. As we come near to the body, we breathe in. Rolling back the hands. And coming down. Sinking back into posture. Hands coming up. You can just relax to there. And then coming back as we breathe out. Breathing in as we come back. So we extend forward. This is the yang aspect. This is the yin, because we retract, we contract. Coming towards the body again, we start to expand. So this is the yang aspect. This is the yin, as we start to release. Do one more. And we come back into center. Okay, I normally change music all the way through, but I won't bother today because it's an interruption to the service. Do the lotus for you. I love doing the lotus. Can be used as a warm-up exercise, a main exercise, as a cool down. I like to use it as a cool down because it consolidates everything that we've done. Very moving exercise. So again, preparation. Always believe in preparation. So hands just to here, just relaxing. Hands just upon the quadriceps so we feel that movement. And also psychologically, a lot of people say, well, it's like the hands are supporting the legs, but they're in contact. They're over here, don't have that feeling. So feeling the movement, please. So we actually feel the movement through the body, but also the strength through the legs as well. So as we come up, I'm going to use two different types of breathing here. And breathing out. What I do suggest, what I personally do anyway, is just come down to a point, and then I come down a little bit further. I go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I just hold that position. I go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I come up to where I was before, around about there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then project up. So opening up all the spaces through the discs, lengthening and projecting up through top of head, rolling back shoulders, releasing. So our normal breathing pattern is just to breathe in and breathe out through the nose. And also we can do a cleansing breath. So we can breathe in through the nose and then breathing out. And you might remember actually in the last session what we did with the Lohan. Focuses the chi. And that's a very good breathing position as well. So sinking back into posture. And this is very similar to the black bear. Pushes the rock. Focuses through the palms. So just do one more for you. So we just release. As we come up, we naturally just breathe in. Through the diaphragm, through the internal organs, through the lungs. We sink back into posture. We consolidate that into a safe position. And we come out. So, the lotus. Simple exercise to do. Waving arms in the air in the horse riding stance. We come back. We massage through the back as well. This area here is called Ming Men. In Mandarin, Ming Men, right gate. So a gentle massage through here. You can also consolidate with palpation here as well. And you can actually move your hands around if you wish. So we actually have that gentle vibration. Always just being gentle with the body. Always being gentle with your body. You've done a lot of hard work. Tai Chi and Qigong exercises is about rewarding your body for that. Sinking back into posture. Breathing in. Breathing out. Crossing over the arms. We project our hands forward, our head forward I should say. We hold over the shoulders. We squeeze the shoulders to squeeze as much resonant air out of the body as much as possible. And then we'd stand. We go from a yin position to a yang. Stand and release. Snow rabbit digs the earth. I always imagine scooping fresh air into the diaphragm, into the internal organs, sinking back into posture, into the lungs, expanding, releasing. Scooping fresh spring water, pouring upon the land. The lotus flower blooms out of the swamp. And the rains fall down. So in this part here, what we're doing is actually just closing over with soft fists. To me, it's like pulling down two straps. So we sink back into posture, bringing the hands down towards the shoulders, palms turn up to push. It's like pushing up something very heavy. Can come up on the toes if you wish. That's quite optional to extend for as long as what you wish, for as far as what you wish. And then we just release. That right hand just goes up on the right hip as if the dog is jumping up. So we pat dog down. Left hand gathers, so we gather through the palm. Sink back into posture. We come up to center line as we breathe in. We turn through the waist, so we push over to our right hand side. So we can only push so far, so we just release. And right hand. Turn waist, push hands, or to push the door, or to push the temple door, or to face the wind, or to push the palm, or to press the wind. From the belly button, we lift the sky. Coming up to the eyes, sinking back into posture, to press the earth. Always bending from the knees, bending from the waist, please. Only going down as far as what you feel comfortable, to scoop, to gather. Coming up to the waist, right hand pushes down. It's like we establish a very safe foundation there. Left hand pushes up. We project up. The elegant white crane stretches its wings in the morning sun. So this is one of the most dynamic stretches you can do, across the chest and also across the back. So we project, we release, and the hands come back together again. Last two exercises. Snow rabbit digs the earth. And the hands go towards the back, they come towards the front. And we start the form, we finish the form with waving arms in the air in the horse riding stance. May I suggest placing the hands just below the belly button, the dantian, center of energy. A few quiet breaths, please. Standing Zen. Hands releasing. Bringing the legs together. Very simple exercise called calming the chin. And you notice how we start from the head, we come down the body. So when we're hot and flustered, we're all heady. So we need to disperse the energy. It's the principles I learned when I was an acupuncturist in the 1980s. And we project down through the body. So again, we're centering the body down to earth. You notice how I sink back into posture, bending the knees, stepping out to our left-hand side. So you can use one movement. I personally use three. I like to do that. All the way through the body as well. Pushing down with the hands to project up, releasing the hands to release the body. So thank you for joining us. Brad Holmes from Tai Chi Gold Coast, contractor to the Australian Academy of Tai Chi and Qigong. Special thanks to my trainer, Senior Master Rod Ferguson from the Academy, and also special thanks to Samantha Hughes and her team from City of Gold Coast Active and Healthy Citywide program. Look forward to seeing you on Thursday. The live videos 8:30 to 9:30 a.m. You can also catch these saved on my Facebook page, Brad Holmes, Tai Chi Gold Coast, also Tai Chi Gold Coast events page. So they will be saved there. Thank you kindly. Looking forward to seeing you next time.